lane. So with the release, the game is underway. That is a perfect way to start for Chris Warren, who, as Bob Benoit just told Bo, had shot a 290 and a 279, his best of the week, averaging 239 on this championship pair. Now to 29-year-old left-handed Jess Stayrook of San Diego, looking for his first win. His high game of the week was 289, 6-footer, 175 pounds. So, a power strike roll, even after one frame.
Well, no doubt about those two strikes, as Jess Stayrook, kind of an unknown quantity or quality out here in the championship round, has never been in the top 5 before, and you can see his powerful style, the big hook, shoulder high backswing, then drives hard off that left pivot step. Good follow through, and notice how he kept his eyes on his target. So if he can maintain that type of form, he should bowl very well in his first match.
All bowling establishments have limited seating capacity, but this is among the largest capacity crowd cheering these bowlers on. So it's a double for Jess Stayrook. This is quite a thing. First television final, and he came out like a tiger, doubling, putting the pressure immediately on 115-pound Chris Warren. And with a 10-pin on the right lane. Oh, these are two professionals that use only one ball in competition.
Well, Chris, you're right. They don't switch balls for spares. As you see the profile of the very slightly built but powerful style of Chris Warren, kind of goes over the top of that one, leaves a 10-pin. And I think it's a good idea, Chris. You have a good feel in the ball.
5 inches tall, and as we said, he's one of 3 Dallas, Texas area bowlers that are on our telecast, and of course next week we go to Grand Prairie, Texas, suburb of Dallas.
Chris Warren recently engaged to Donna Wilson, and he says he can use the money to plan for the future. Cupped wrist, full grip.
And again, it's a 10-pin. So those of you who had trouble shooting the 10-pin spare, you might watch Chris Warren do it, and later you'll have a chance for Nelson Burton Jr. to give you his tip of the week on the 10-pin.
Look at the position of this ball as it starts to go into the 1-3 pocket. It breaks, and it breaks so sharply the last 5 feet that you would not think that you could leave a solid 10, but not to be for Chris.
Speed to spare by Tiny Chris, and with a double working, Jess Stayrook, one of 45 left-handers in this field of 338, will be shooting in the 3rd frame. We have 2 left-handers in the championship final, the other being Parker Bone, the 3rd. Coming up very, very high and leaving the 247.
A little bit of the heat of Las Vegas is a factor. He kind of lost that ball off his hand, and obviously under pressure, a little perspiration, the ball drifts high, leaving the 2, 4, and 7 spare to shoot for Jess, and he needs this to maintain his lead.
Great job. Earlier, we asked Jess what career he had pursued before coming out on tour and how it's helped him.
I supported my bowling when I got out of high school by being a carpenter. I've been working at my bowling.
Wishing him luck here today on his first telecast for big money. And with shots like that, you can get $33,000 if you can go all the way from the number 5 position where he stands. We'll be back.
Here, Chris, we have to take a look at the lines that both players are playing. The left-handers are starting the ball near the foul line, going right out near the edge, breaking it into the 1-2. Now, the right-handers are playing a little more of a hook and sending out between the first and second arrows, not quite as wide, into the 1-3. Now, the oiling pattern is very interesting this week. The players are basically playing a short oil pattern with a different kind of finish, and I'll embellish that right after this shot. Second strike at 4 frames. Krister, once again, put a little more insight into the championship pair. The first 40 feet of the lanes, on both lanes, they're using a finish called low coefficient of friction, which doesn't hook very much. And then the last 20 feet has a different coating on it. It's a urethane finish, which hooks much more. So it has the characteristic of slide for 40 feet and then a very sharp break.
Now to take the lead if he can strike. Instead, a very tough split bow. How will he shoot it?
The 2-4-10. Chris, what he must do is get the ball over to the left side of the 2-pin and drive that 2-pin over into the 10-pin. The ball will take out the 4.
Okay. He's a bit to the right of center on the approach. He uses about 2/3 of the approach. Went all out. But it's that open frame that all the professionals try to avoid, and all you amateur bowlers do too. Leads by 22 now, and the strike up, he can increase it to 32. He too is faced with a split. The 4-7-10.
All right, with Jess Stayrook going high 2 frames in a row on the right-hand lane, he needs to get his ball over here near the 4-7 zone, drive that 4-pin over into the 10-pin. A very tough shot with that big hook ball that he throws.
Beautifully done. And his wife, Kathy, loves it.
The ball gets just a piece of the 4-pin and slides right behind the 10-pin. It doesn't look like it hit it, and watch it fall forward. Makes the spare.
He was lacking confidence. He's certainly got the adrenaline pumping now. Watch this reaction.